Shifting our focus right now to what's happening at the border, multiple ceasefire violations and escalation of tensions reported along the border, with also unprovoked firing that continues from the Pakistan side. We have many civilians who were targeted yesterday, at least 8 of them killed in subsequent firing from across the border. My colleague Ashraf, Manjeet and Kaswar, all of them are joining us at this point of time to give us a ground update and a 360-degree view from Pakistan to the border as well. Going first across to Ashraf, what's the situation this morning?
Basically, Divina, there was some kind of halt in the ongoing firing and shelling on the line of control. As you mentioned yesterday, day long we saw the unprovoked firing from the Pakistani side, resulting the maximum casualties of civilians so far in this unrest on the borders. 8 civilians got killed and 20 are injured who are being treated in different hospitals. All the precautionary measures have been taken by the administration, by the government, to evacuate the people who are living in these vulnerable areas and particularly near the line of control. So far, the Pakistani firing which was carried out yesterday, not only the small arm firing but even the mortar shells of 120 millimeter caliber, that was equally responded from the Indian side, resulted damages in the Pakistani side. That is why now we are seeing some kind of calmness on the international border as well as on the line of control. But it can't be guaranteed. There could be again this kind of activity on the border, and the army as well as the administration is ready to tackle any situation on the line of control.
But what about also the situation of schools being gutted, Ashraf? We have over 25 schools gutted, and also the government has announced that for the next 48 hours, many of the private and government schools will remain closed because of incessant ceasefire violations that's been reported from the border. What's the update we're getting?
Absolutely, Devina. Basically, 170 schools which all along fell on the line of control and which could be the target of the Pakistani shelling. Those schools have been closed down in the Rajouri district, in the Samba and as well as in the Araspura, because yesterday the quantum of the Pakistani shelling, the people on the border has witnessed, it has absolutely grimmed them and all much worried and scared about this kind of incident, because if the Pakistani shells come again, there is crossfire and the ceasefire violation on the line of control. These schools can become target. To save the children and for their safety and security, administration has decided to close these schools for at least for 48 hours so that there could not be any kind of harm to the school children. And most of these schools are just next in the villages near the line of control and are easy target for any kind of mortar shelling across the border.
Ashraf, thanks for that. Let's go across to Manjeet. I've been told that he is right now in Jammu. So, Manjeet, what are we first hearing in terms of probe that's been ordered to ensure the culpability is fixed on the mysterious fire reported across schools in the valley? And also give us an update at what's happening at the international border. Which are the hotspots that we're seeing where unprovoked firing continues from Pakistan?
Well, Divina, all we know that Pakistan has intensified shelling across the border, and it has been stepped up after the India surgical strike. Pakistan is now targeting the civilian areas. We know that 8 people in Ramgarh sector and Rajouri were killed yesterday and 22 were injured. Life has been thrown out of gear, Devina, in these areas. Nearly 300 schools have been shut, which were expected to reopen today after the Diwali holidays. People were celebrating Bhai Dooj festival yesterday when they were targeted early morning. So the irony is that, Devina, that the areas these villages which are located along the international border are small hamlets. These areas lack adequate amenities. There is shortage of hospitals, and also there are no bunkers. So it took almost 3 hours to evacuate all the injured people to the nearby hospitals. Besides this, Devina, in a calibrated retaliation, Indian forces has also destroyed 14 posts in Ramgarh sector and also in Rajouri, killing 10 people, including 2 Pakistan rangers. This is what is going on the international border, Devina. Pakistan is targeting these small hamlets, and people are they are fearing the bullets. The Pakistan Rangers are using mortars of 18 mm to 120 mm. So people are scared. They are not coming out of their homes. Most of them have left their homes. Sources told us that nearly 16,000 people have been forced to leave their homes. They are taking shelters in religious places. The state government, though, has claimed that it is providing all sort of amenities and facilities to the people, but all we noticed on the ground, they were taking shelters in religious places which also lack basic amenities. Devina.
All right, that's the update that is coming from Srinagar and Jammu, going across now to Islamabad, where all the unprovoked firing is being orchestrated from. Now, Kaswar, this is an untold truth, but it's Rawalpindi which is calling the shots at the moment, and Nawaz Sharif himself is looking at uneasy times. He's looking at his Pak Army chief's tenure ending in November. He's looking at a Supreme Court ordered probe against him on Panama paper alleging graft involving his own relatives, and this is also coming at a time when Baloch protests are intensifying. So is this a diversionary tactic that we're seeing from both Rawalpindi and Islamabad to ensure the tension remains around the Indo-Pak border? No questions asked back home.
Well, definitely, Ravina, you have rightly pointed on what's going on here in Pakistan. Definitely, Pakistan Supreme Court is highly active these days because of the taking of the case of Panama leaks, and definitely when we talk about the tenure of Army chief, we have not heard from any quarter ISPR and from the government of Pakistan, because definitely this is the internal security issues which only the Prime Minister's House or the ISPR deals with. But let me tell you, when we talk about the line of control and other things, yesterday Pakistan's Foreign Office called Deputy High Commissioner of India and strongly lodged a protest regarding the killings of the 6 civilians across line of control. According to ISPR, there was the unprovoked firing from across of line of control, which resulted in the killings of 6 civilians. And also an important development that has taken place yesterday was Pakistan's army took the United Nations military observer to the line of control, and there was visit at Nagyar sector and the Shakargarh districts as well. This is what going on inside Pakistan, but definitely you are right that Pakistan is embroiled to tackle internal security issues. Definitely Balochistan situation in Balochistan is in front of us, and the Pakistan's apex court has taken up the Panama leaks after the Imran Khan's opposition leaders call for Dharna.
But the question is, when will Pakistan stop, Kaswar? When will Pakistan stop, learn its lessons? It's been globally isolated, diplomatically also being challenged within the South Asia. He's already being snubbed by the SAARC nation. So it's time that Pakistan learns that this kind of proxy war doesn't work. This kind of escalation of tensions doesn't work. You also have the US issuing an advisory to its citizens in India as well. Now, this advisory claims that there could be an ISIS attack which is being planned in India. The travel advisory issued by the embassy warns of possible ISIS attacks and increased threat to places frequented by Westerners such as religious places and marketplaces. The US has asked for more security in these areas. It has also advised its citizens to maintain high vigilance at all times. The NIA has even arrested suspected ISIS operatives this month in Tamil Nadu who were charged with terrorism offences.